The analysis of John Carpenter's Starman. The opening image is a spacecraft entering the Earth, and the satellite itself that was put in by Himmler, I think, with the golden disc, giving a greeting message, shows that the culture of the humans on planet Earth. And then you see a woman watching a video of her lover. This is the character, that's the alien, Jeff Bridges. She's drinking a glass of wine. She's quite emotional, and then she says, "Don't do this to yourself." Then you see the military themselves launching a missile, and aircraft going up. There is then a UFO entering the atmosphere. The UFO crashes, and then orbs come out. These orbs seem to be energy or extraterrestrial energy. It goes towards this ranch, which is the house where the woman is, and we see that it is searching around the house. It looks at a photo of Jeff Bridges. It pulls out a holographic image and then a strand of hair from his head. From the strand of hair, it goes in microscopically and finds his DNA. And then somehow from there, she wakes up and she sees a baby on the floor, and the baby itself is growing up and becoming Jeff Bridges. Slowly it morphs, the woman then collapses, and then we see that the Jeff Bridges character is watching things about the family, watching things about the woman, and he sees her in a video talking to a raccoon, saying, "Don't be afraid, I mean you no harm." Okay, and then we see that there are communication devices with the human race, the stones themselves. There's some form of stones, they do different things, and they appear to be communicating, and then she is scared. The character is called Scott. He then starts the car and gets in the car, and then she's with him. They leave together. A helicopter is looking for someone or something, and then we see the news report of a meteorite, and the woman then asks Scott's character, the alien, "Are you a Martian?" Because they hear the news broadcast in the car. The car almost then crashes, and there is a guy on the road, gets out of his truck. He tries to start a fight. His metal lug wrench becomes hot and turns into flames, and then we see an explosion in the trees. NORAD then looking for a UFO crash, and then there's another character introduced who seems to be a scientist or working for NORAD or the government. I think he says that he's works for SETI or NSA. The government find out that there is a woman in a car, and the person is deceased, Scott, and people have seen the same character, and they start putting two and two together and indicating that this character could be an alien. Then the alien tells the woman that they can speak 54 different languages from planet Earth. They go to a gas station, they fill up in gas. There is a couple of scenes within the toilet where she writes a message saying that she's kidnapped. There is a stake of danger, and there is also a love story developing, so sort of like a subplot of the past. The government realise that the man could be an alien, and they both go to then have a bite to eat in the diner where there is a dead deer, and there's talks and concepts of what is death, what is love, what is human. So the alien wants to know more about humans at this point and the way humans are. The alien then brings the deer back to life. There is a stake that they're going to split up because the woman wants to leave. When she sees that the deer is brought back to life, the woman decides that she wants to stay, and then he gets into a fight because of the deer, and then the woman feels sorry for him. There's sympathy for this character, for this alien, and then there is a road blockage ahead. They go through the road blockage. He brings her back to life. She seems to get injured. There is a fire and explosion, and people see that from the fire. Jeff Bridges is carrying the woman. She seems to be injured, and then overnight he brings her back to life. And that's it. She wakes up in the morning. She calls the NSA and tells them of her location. There is the element of this Act 2 is quite boring here. It maybe looks like fun and games. They appear to be having more sympathy with one another and getting on better. And then they split up for a part. The alien decides that he wants to hitch a ride with another driver and leave her, and then she decides that she wants to get back together with him. And there is a scene where they make love, and then the alien tells her that she's going to have a baby, and it's going to be a baby boy. And when it grows up, it's going to be a teacher. They raid the arcades, they get loads of money, they drive a car, and then the NSA person speaks to the alien in the diner, and he's saying that the human race is a civilized race, but they are quite primitive and quite brutal with one another. And then he says he's like an anthropod, or he's basically like a scientist, and they've been studying humans for a long time. And then the NSA person decides to give him a chance or release him, and he tells the rest of the military that it's the wrong person. The UFO then comes down, and the government also comes on the climax, and the alien then leaves, and the UFO that comes down, and that's it. So in summary, that's the entire movie. It's basically more of a story about death. It's a story about separation. It's a story about humans and potentially an existence of humans with aliens. It touches on that. There's not much science to the film. It's more an exposition of events that could have happened, or testimony. It comes across this way, and certainly a lot of John Carpenter's work is done in this style. Overall, the movie is very good. I'll probably give it a 6 out of 10, simply because more recent science fiction films are a lot more complex. It's not a very complex story. It's quite a basic story with a subplot, but overall the movie is good.